Okay, so me and mum have come to a log cabin for, oh wait, this is wonky and I don't understand why. Yeah, so me and mum and Alfie, the dog, have come to a log cabin for, it's kind of 4 days. It's Monday to Friday, but we have to like check out at 10 on Friday, and it's after 3 p.m. here. We couldn't check in till 3. So we went to a bookshop. I'm going to put some little clips in here. This is like a what I'm reading in a week while like having my holiday type thing. But I'm going to put a couple clips in here. We went to Barter Books. It's this place in Alnwick. They do like secondhand books, and it's like, I don't know if it's set in an old train station or what. I'll put a little thing here to tell you what it's about. So we did that. That was cute. Got some clips, so I'll show you them now. I'm not being funny. That's the kids section. Why is Haunting and Hunter Adeline right here? And then we had time to kill, so we went into Morpeth, and there's a Waterstones there, and I only allowed myself to buy one book. Really, I shouldn't have even bought this one because I'm only allowing myself, there's 3 books I want to buy that I'm allowed to buy in July. However, they had this and I couldn't resist because I do plan to read Crescent City quite soon. So obviously I've got book 1 and 2, so I got book 3 while I saw it. Thank God that sticker is an actual sticker that can be removed. But it's got an extra chapter at the end, so I only bought 1 book when I went to Waterstones. I can't believe it. So yeah, it's really hot today. Today's the only day we're going to actually get any real heat and any real sun. There's a small sun patch over there that I'm going to go sit in and I'm going to read. So currently I started reading in the car The Convenience Store by the Sea by Sonoko Machida. This one is about this convenience store set in Mojiko called Tenderness, and basically it's meant to be like a really, oh, it's a bee. Oh, it's gone. It's only a bee, it's not even a wasp. I know the prologue was this girl who went and seemed to kind of have a crush on him, but then currently we're following, so we've got basically the manager's meant to be like really hot and gets like harassed by all the women all the time. So we're following his colleague basically at the moment. I'm only 24 pages in, but it's cozy so far, so I'm going to continue reading this. The sun's gone in, but I'm going to go sit in a sun patch and enjoy this and have a chill afternoon. I'm about 90 pages into The Convenience Store by the Sea, which is like probably nearly through chapter 2. This book I didn't think was like a different story each chapter, like following different people, but it does seem to be following a different person each chapter, which is pretty stereotypical for cozy Japanese fantasy, to be honest. Cozy Japanese fantasy, cozy Japanese fiction, not fantasy. I haven't read Japanese fantasy, but if there's any that's good, let me know. Yeah, I feel like I've spent a while reading while my mum was watching TV, so I have not taken it in as well. The prologue was really short, and I thought we were going to be following this girl who, at least I think it was a girl, maybe it was a guy, I don't know, but basically they got a car and wanted to do a road trip just because they were so excited to have a new car. Came across this convenience store and fell in love with the man, like pretty much straight away. But then the first chapter follows one of the employees, and then this second chapter is following one of the customers. And it seems to be that, I don't know how to explain it, what the story is, to be completely honest. I am enjoying it, it's cozy, but it doesn't feel like the kind of book I can binge. It might be that I read a chapter a day while I'm here, well, 2 chapters a day. I'm going to finish the chapter that I'm on at the minute, or maybe just read as much as I can tonight. And then tomorrow I think I'm going to start something else and read that alongside it possibly. I'm not entirely sure yet, but I am enjoying it. There is a lot of bugs. Obviously I've come to a log cabin in the woods. There's obviously going to be bugs. I think my footage from earlier is unusable because I couldn't like sit still because I was so jump scary about the bugs. There was currently a wasp in the living room that's trying to get out of the skylight, which I don't know if we can open. And there's also a giant ass moth in a different skylight. So I'm keeping my bedroom door shut whenever I'm, well, just in general, because I don't want to deal with that. So yeah, anyway, I'm just taking my makeup off and I'm gonna get comfy, read some more, and then I'll probably see you tomorrow when I decide what I'm gonna read next. I did bring 5 books with me and my Kindle. Should I tell you which books I brought? Okay, so obviously I brought The Convenience Store by the Sea, as you've already seen. I also brought Out of the Woods by Hannah Boym Young because I thought it would be fitting. I brought Enchantra by Katie Smith because I read the first one and really enjoyed it, so I want to see if I like this one. And I thought it's something a little bit different, it's a bit of a fantasy vibe, but not hard to like commit to or read. Then I've got Between Love and Loathing by Shane Rose for something just really easy, palette cleanser, easy to read, fun, not to take too seriously. And then I brought The Paradise Palm by Christina Lauren, which everyone was raving about last year, and I was really looking forward to reading it, but I didn't get it until after summer was already over, and I was like, no, I want to read this in summer. So I'm really looking forward to this one. And then of course I also brought my Kindle, so I also have the entirety of the Kindle catalogue, should I wish. Anyway, I'm going to continue. I will see you tomorrow. I don't actually know what time it is because I've left my phone inside. It's probably about like 8:30ish maybe. It's only like 15 degrees at the moment, so I've got my White Fox sweatshirt on. Got a glass of water, I got some cashews to snack on. And I'm going to start a new book this morning. So I'm going to start The Paradise Problem. I've got tabs and highlighting pen because I've heard nothing but annotatable quotes from this book. But I will update you on The Convenience Store by the Sea. So I'm on to chapter 4. So each chapter is following different people. I'm not used to that layout being in a book nearly 300 pages long, to be honest. So yeah, I'm about halfway through. Chapter 3 was really cute. It was about these 2 girls who, one was being kind of like ridiculed and bullied in school, and the other was like in the friend group of girls who were like the main girls and the bullies, but she was quiet, and it was just basically this one girl who pretended she was really nice, or acted as if she was the nice one, other girls were the mean girls, and she was like, guys, come on, but really she's like the ringleader, everyone's trying to make her happy. And they were being mean about this girl, and then the quiet girl who this book was about and the girl being bullied ended up like seeing each other outside of school and becoming friends, and it was really sweet, and they had a really lovely friendship. And that bitch slapped her friend slapped her because she was meeting up with this girl that she was bullying. Like, no. But their friendship at the end of that chapter, of that like 50, like, well, it's like 40 pages, was really cute. So anyway, I'm probably going to read like a chapter at a time of this, but I really fancy, while there's not too many bugs out, I feel like there's going to be a montage of me running away from flies, because I didn't think this through coming to a log cabin in the woods, because I don't like flies. I don't like bugs in general. I'm really not an outdoorsy kind of gal. Do I love the sounds of nature? Lovely, it's beautiful. I got a clip yesterday, I really hope you can hear the birds properly, but I'm really like flighty when it comes to insects, and wasps especially. I'm very scared of wasps. So I'm gonna enjoy the earlier morning vibes when there's not as many flies around, and then it's meant to rain later. This has gone wonky again, I can just tell. It's meant to rain this afternoon, so I think I'm going to come out and enjoy literally reading about a tropical island, and I'm like, it's cold and it's going to rain, and I'm like, yep, that's the vibes apparently for this book. Okay, so I'm going to get started. Thank God I brought tabs as well. I've only brought one bookmark and I'm like in the middle of 2 books. Anyway, I'm going to get started on this. I'm very excited. Okay, dedication proves Christina Lauren is army. I'm just saying. Sorry, the first line being, the day my husband moves out of our apartment is also the day Resident Evil Village releases for PlayStation. Okay. Oh, I had completely forgotten this was about 2 people who got married during college so he could stay in the country. I'm like, they're getting divorced, why are neither of them very bothered about this? And why is she like always sleeping on the couch? I was so confused. Now I remember. Oh no, it was to get family discount on campus. So it was cheaper to live, not so he could stay in the country. Anyway. I haven't been sat outside all day. It's like 5 o'clock now and I'm only 98 pages in. Well, 99 technically. I had a nap earlier. We've had 2 little walks. It's currently raining a little bit. I don't think the camera will have picked it up mostly, but I did try and film a little bit of the rain. Yeah, so far I'm enjoying. They have really good like banter. She's really funny. And he's had his moments as well, but he's a lot more serious. But I am really enjoying it so far. I've not got a whole lot to say though. I don't know why I'm reading so slow. I'm really struggling. Yeah, I had an hour nap earlier, which was lovely. I think it's because my mom's also watching TV, so like I can't concentrate very well, so I've started putting headphones on and I've been able to read better because of that. But even then I've only read about 40 pages of that. But this is not the vibe for this kind of island paradise holiday. That is for sure. Okay, I'll tell you a little bit about the premise of the book. So we've got Anna and Liam. They got married when they were in college, so they could get like cheaper housing basically. Like the only housing available was like family housing or something like that. And she's friends with Liam's brother Jake, and he was kind of like, oh my brother needs housing, you need housing, get married, blah blah blah. She thinks they've divorced. They haven't, because they needed to be married for 5 years or something so he gets his inheritance. Anyway, she's just been fired from her job, and the next day she's like, hi, is a complete mess, just wallowing in the mess that is her life currently. And he knocks on her door and is kind of like, I need you to help me because my family still thinks we're married. They haven't met you in the like 3 years that we've allegedly been married, and they want to meet you now, and it's my sister's wedding. So basically they've flown to a private island. That's where we're at the minute. We're on the island. His family is awful. Well, like his younger brother and younger sister, fine. Jake and Charlotte, they're fine. Alex, his older brother, a wet wipe, an absolute wet wipe. And then his dad, awful. He has small man syndrome, okay? His mum is like tall and his dad is short, but he is just an arsehole, and he's definitely compensating for his height. And his mum's just a bit judgy, and I don't know. So that's where we're at the minute. I think we're just having like the first night of them having to share a bed. So it's definitely interesting so far. I think there's going to be some interesting moments. But I think because this is taking place over like 11 days at a wedding, it's going to be quite a quick romance. So I don't know how I feel about that. But so far it's fun and I'm enjoying it, so. It's 10:25. I have not gotten up yet because I've just laid in bed and finished The Paradise Problem this morning. I think I had probably like, I only had 50 pages to finish. I don't know how it's taken me like 2 hours. Anyway, I finally finished The Paradise Problem. I'm probably going to rate it 4 stars. I had nothing I wanted to underline in this, so I can't remember. I know I saw a few people's posts on Instagram with like things they'd highlighted with quotes and stuff for when this came out, and I can't remember any of them, but nothing like stood out to me in this that I wanted to highlight. But I've got like a couple moments I've tabbed. I did really enjoy this on the whole. I thought it was really good. The banter was really good, like both characters were so funny, and I just really enjoyed their romance. So I'm gonna rate this a 4 stars. I do think, listen, his dad, awful, terrible person. We do not stand. His family in general, kind of awful. Felt really bad for Charlie, especially on her wedding day. Felt terrible for her because she did not deserve that. The mom, don't like. Alex, don't like. Jake is fine, and Charlie is fine. A lot happened. There was a lot of drama happened in the last. And I was on 250, just under. So I've read just under 100 pages. That makes more sense. I can't remember what I was saying. I'm so tired. Like, this is a twin bed. I have not slept in a single bed in a very long time. So every time I want to move in my sleep, I wake up, so because I'm very conscious I might fall off otherwise. Anyway, yeah, I'm rating this 4 stars. Thoroughly enjoyed. So I think I'm gonna go have breakfast, something to eat, and probably watch some YouTube on my Switch while I do that. And then we still have about half of The Convenience Store by the Sea to read, so I might read a chapter of that, and then I'm thinking I'm going to read Out of the Woods. I will say, there's a very big theme in this book that money is not real wealth, and that real, like, proper, like, familial love and being loved is the real wealth. And I really did enjoy that, because I know, and her dad is the nicest guy ever, and she was raised, even though she didn't have her mum around, she was raised by such a loving parent that she's just considers herself wealthy in that way and very lucky. And she's on this paradise island where like this family can afford like the moon, and all she thinks is that Liam is so unlucky and that she is lucky in comparison to have her dad, because his dad is just so awful. So I do like the overall message behind this, even though it's about like a billionaire and money. That money is not the be all and end all, and that in fact you can be very poor while being very wealthy. Okay, I read chapter 4 of The Convenience Store by the Sea, and I know I thought like the best friends chapter was going to be, well, like the two like schoolgirls, I thought they were going to be my favourite chapter. I think this one might be my favourite. It was so good. So we followed an old man and his wife. So they had retired and moved to like the building above this convenience store. I feel like this is a really bad angle. Let's just move you a tiny bit. There we go, I'm more centered now. So yeah, they had moved after the, well, I think she was a stay-at-home mum. They have one daughter who, I don't know if she's called Nanao or Nanao, because there's a, okay, I watch Bleach and I always watch the dubbed version because I can't, if I watch an action-y anime, I need it to be dubbed because I can't read and see what's happening at the same time. So for me it's better to watch dubbed anime if it's an action. Anyway, so in the dubbed Bleach one of the captains of the Soul Society, his like assistant captain, what is she called? like what's the title, I can't remember, but she's called Nanao, but it's specifically Nanao, like, anyway, at least that's how it's pronounced up. So I don't know if her name is Nanao or Nanao, anyway. So yes, he's retired, they've moved to a different city and they've moved into the apartment, like into one of the apartments above Tenderness, the convenience store, and she's kind of got this new lease of life, like her daughter's now married, she lives away, and she like volunteers like cleaning up in the cleaning up in the convenience store with a few of the other women from the building. And now he is just kind of like, oh, I've got nothing to do, like my wife's always out, she's always busy, she's a part of this like women's association, like always doing things, and I'm just kind of here at home. And he was feeling really lonely, and then he got like told off by his daughter saying, well, mum raised me, you went to work, but as far as like being involved in the family, you weren't. And she's like, so I felt really bad for him because he felt lonely, and I think he just thought he was doing what was right for his family, and what he'd been like kind of told to do and raised to do is what like a man should do. Like I think there was a quote, children should see their father's backs bent over working hard, or like something like that. I'm paraphrasing, I definitely haven't said that right. Anyway, so he ends up meeting this kid who hasn't got any grandparents, and his dad's really busy. I don't know where the mum is, and he's got this like sports day at school. So anyway, he says he will stand in and be like his grandpa type thing, and it was just really sweet. Him and the wife have had a really heartfelt like moment of realization that both of them maybe have allowed things to be as they were and then not accounted for each other, but also, and now they just want to build a life for themselves in retirement, and it's really cute. Like it was just really heartfelt. So yeah, I obviously don't want to say everything that happens. I feel like I'm saying a lot about what happens in that chapter. So yeah, I've only got about 100 pages left, so probably 2 more stories. So, well, 2 more chapters following 2 more different people. So yeah, anyway, I think I'm going to start Out of the Woods, and then we'll kind of see what happens from there. But it's like 12 o'clock. It's quite cold. You're going to see me in this. I brought other clothes. They're not warm enough, frankly. So you're going to see me in this for this whole week, quite honestly. But it's Wednesday. So we've got obviously today, a full day tomorrow, and then on Friday we leave at 10. So, okay, it's not the best lighting in here because it's like dark in this side of the room, and there's a skylight that's got a lot of light coming in right now. It's rained most of the afternoon, and now it's got out really sunny. But currently the cabin is really quite cold, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, I am about halfway through now Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young, and I haven't actually updated you with what I'm thinking of it so far. So far I'm really enjoying it. I can see where the problems are between this couple. They're very like real problems, and I don't think either of them are really able to currently see where the other one's coming from right now. And there was a very sweet moment. So Sarah really likes to read, and obviously they've gone into to this woodland retreat for like 7 days, and she thought, oh, I'm not going to bring my e-reader, I'm not going to have anywhere to charge it, and he decided to bring it anyway and bought like a solar charger or something for it so she could still read, because she has like a 1,900 day reading streak on her e-reader, and because he knew that she'd be upset if she lost her streak. And I'm like, that is a very thoughtful thing as a reader. The fact that he like thought about that and was like, right, she'll want her e-reader, she'll need to charge it, how can we like, and then I really appreciate that. Caleb seems like a really nice guy, I have to say, but I think the fact he doesn't want things to change, but he hasn't realised that she's been so unhappy, is like, he's very clearly been very ignorant about things, and he's thought, well, I've got a very fulfilling life, so clearly she does. But like she's saying, she doesn't feel like she's not like a contributing member of society, she's not bringing anything to the relationship necessarily. And while that's okay, like if she was happy to just be a housewife, if she found that fulfilling, it would be fine. But because she doesn't, that's where the problem with the relationship is, if that makes sense. Because he is fulfilled by what she does in the relationship, but she's not fulfilled by what she's bringing to the table. I think she wants to bring more. She wants to feel proud of herself. She wants to feel like she's accomplished something. So a lot of her unhappiness is not stemming from the relationship, it's stemming from her own insecurities and her own expectations of herself. But it's bleeding into the relationship because then she's thinking, well, he can't even tell me any of my achievements, he can't even think of a good thing to say about me. And then that's obviously impacting their relationship as well. So it is very interesting. And yeah, there's been a few funny moments where there's just Hannah Bonham Young's writing, it's just, it tackles these harder topics with humour. Not in like a making fun of it, obviously, but what I mean is she has a very good mix of the serious moments and the light-hearted moments. That's what I mean. So there's been some serious moments, like obviously when her mum got the diagnosis and at the gala at the beginning of the book. All of that was serious and it was treated seriously basically. But then there's these other moments in between where there is the light-hearted humour. She can kind of poke fun at herself, or just in their relationship they can find moments to laugh together, which I really like and I really appreciate that. Like, it says a lot, I think, if you can laugh together. Like, that's a big thing. If you can just laugh together, there's something to save. I find, like, not that there's anything that needs saving, I think it's just she needs to find something that that's gonna fulfill her in herself, that's completely separate to the relationship. And he needs to come to terms with the fact that she doesn't want to be the damsel in distress anymore. And he needs to be supportive in just a loving and caring way, and not in a way that is trying to fix all her problems, because that's not what she needs. But he feels like he needs to just fix everything. And that's how he feels like he's doing well in the relationship. I don't know. It's really interesting, both of their point of views, even though we're not getting his point of view, but just a few things he said to her. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting of him. Because it's all in Sarah's point of view, but there is a couple, obviously every once in a while, there's like a past timeline, so we're seeing what happened when they were younger, when they were teenagers and they were together and her mum had her diagnosis. So yeah, so far really enjoying. I don't think I'm going to finish this tonight because for some reason me and mum, I have not watched Emmerdale or Coronation Street, which for anyone not in the UK, those are like soap operas here. I have not watched those since I moved out, and even then, probably for a good few years before that. But we've kind of been watching them, and then Love Island at 9 o'clock, and I have not been watching the season of Love Island. I think I watched season, was it 2 or 3, when there was Kem and Chris and Olivia. I watched that season and I did really get invested in that season. Haven't watched it since. I think if I was on Gogglebox watching this, if I was on this show, if I was like having to sit here for half this, I could not hide my facial expression. I have been giving my mum the stankest eye, basically being like, what even is he saying right now? Like, Love Island makes me hate men. They're awful. So I probably will watch it though while I play some Spyro on my Switch. So I'm going to try and read as much of that as I can beforehand. It would be nice to finish this in one day, but I don't think that is going to happen. Okay, we're back in the exact same hoodie and sweatpants. I have showered, okay. I feel like you're just seeing me in the exact same outfit for like 4 days in a row and it's really gross. I have a different t-shirt on underneath, at least, but it's just so cold. Nothing I've got that I brought with me is really warm enough. So yeah, anyway. I finished Out of the Woods last night. I think I'm going to rate this a 4 stars as well. I don't know what's with me this year. Everything's a 4 stars. Or like a 3. I have not had a 5 star since January. I just want a 5 star. That's all I want. Yeah, I did really enjoy this. I was not expecting the ending, even though I did have it in like this like a content warning list. I'd forgotten about one of them, which happens at the end. And it just I wasn't expecting it, I don't know. But yeah, I did really enjoy this. I thought they were really sweet. I've not got a whole lot to say about it though, but I did really enjoy it. I just can't remember anything now that I've been to sleep. So I probably should have updated you last night, but I needed to sleep last night. It was quite a good vibe for where I'm at though, even though I'm not camping. I'm not really outside that much because it's rained for like 2 days straight. Yeah, it was just a good vibe, so I really enjoyed it. And then this morning I finished The Convenience Store by the Sea, This one, I really hope there ends up being like a book 2, because I feel like there's just more to learn about the manager and the characters. So like the first and last chapter was set in the same person's point of view. The little epilogue we had was in Sheba's point of view, and I want more, because he really just seems to just be unaware of his charm, and he has a whole ass like fan club. It was just such an anime type of plot, but it was really good, really heartwarming. So I hope there will be like a second one in the future. So I think, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna rate this one. This one's probably also a 4 stars, I'll be honest. I just want something higher than a 4 star. I don't think I brought anything with me that's gonna be more than a 4 stars, because the only 2 books I've got left, we've got Between Love and Loathing by Shane Rose. That's just not gonna be a 5 stars, I know that. However, that's just like a fun, silly little time. And I've got Enchantress by Kelly Smith, which I think I'm going to read next because I need something a bit different. Although, I mean, I've read 2 romances and then a Japanese fiction, so this has been nice and different. But I just feel like I need something a bit more. I just need something more than a regular romance, so I think I'm going to go with Enchantress because it's got that fantasy vibe, and I've heard a lot of people really enjoyed it. I want to say there's also a Marriage of Convenience in there, which, Marriage of Convenience in a fantasy setting, you know me, I love a Marriage of Convenience, so I think I'm gonna read that. But I've also got my Kindle, but I don't think I've got anything saved on my Kindle that will be a 5 stars, I'll be honest. Nothing that wouldn't be starting a new series. Maybe Addicted to You, could be, but I have a feeling most people prefer books like later on in the series. I know Hot House Flower, I feel like a lot of people love. It's the only book I can think of. But I'm gonna go with Enchantress by Kelly Smith because it's I'm trying this like next few months to really get the books that I'm in the middle of like done, or like as up to date as I possibly can, so I can start a new series. Or if I'm starting a new series, I'm going to try and just read it in one go. That being said, I did read the Book of Asriel last month and I have not started the second book, even though I haven't. It's just very long and I'm intimidated, okay? So yeah, anyway, I'm going to read Enchantress today. I doubt I'm going to get this finished because it is 11 o'clock and it's 400 pages and I don't want to just read all day, but we'll see. But we're 4 days in and 3 books down, so that's not too bad. I can't believe it's the last night and I've only just remembered I brought my light with me. Anyway, so we're on to chapter 18. We're about 170-ish pages in. I'm up to round 1 of The Hunt. So this book is also trials, but it's set different to Phantasma. It's just this family, and they do like just this family do the trials every year, and whoever wins gets to live the rest of the year out free, and the rest of the siblings have to like live in hell for the year or something like that. So basically we've got Genevieve, who is Ophelia's sister from the first book. She's come to this house at the wrong time of year, following a letter that's addressed to her mum, and she has basically gone to the house on the one day of the year that she then can't leave, or like I suppose it's like a few days, so she's stuck. And so now we've entered the Marriage of Convenience with Rowan, because she would have just been killed if she didn't partake in the hunt, and the only way she could partake in the hunt is to have married one of the siblings. Yeah, so we've just had like a ball. The devils love their weird aphrodisiac drinks in this, I have to say. We respect Rowan. Man likes his consent, so we respect Rowan. I'm intrigued as to how this is going to be similar to Phantasma. From the sounds of things, each sibling gets their own like round and they get to pick whatever game it is. So that sounds interesting actually, from like a games and trials perspective. That's quite a new. I liked Phantasma because it felt very new, and it didn't seem like a repeat of other trial type of fantasy books. So I liked Phantasma for that anyway. But I like that new aspect of each person like in the trials gets to pick what the trial is. Like, that's interesting. I quite enjoy that fact. So yeah, nearly halfway through. And I'm enjoying so far. I feel like it's took us a long time to get to these trials though. Like if I'm 170 pages in and we haven't even done the first one yet. But I suppose it's only going to last like, what, a week? So yeah, it's interesting though Nox, who's the devil in this one, who is the one that's in charge of these games, she's mentioned Salem's name to him and he seemed a little bit worried. So they're both devils, but I wonder if one... Oh wait, no, is Simrat like the prince of the devils? So would he be like a higher standing, maybe more powerful? Interesting. She literally, now I'm thinking about this, the whole plot of this book could have been solved if she had just told the family, hi, I'm in really good standing with the Prince of the Devils. I'm fairly sure he's the prince. So Nox won't kill me. So I'm sure he'll let me leave. And she could have left and none of this would be a problem. But then we wouldn't have the story. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna stop reading for now. It's just after 8 o'clock. I'm gonna play some Stardew Valley and watch Telly with My Mum. Love Island's on at 9. I haven't been watching this series, but I have been watching since I've been here. And then when Love Island's finished, I'm gonna read a little bit more before bed. Okay, it's Friday. We're just getting ready to go now. It's about... it's literally 8 o'clock. We're just getting stuff packed up. Checkout is technically 10, but I think we're just gonna get sorted and go, basically. I'm looking forward to having a temperature controlled shower because that shower I had, listen, it was hotter than Satan's armpit. It was, no matter which way I turned the dial, it didn't turn down. I had to wash my shampoo out in 3 different goes because it was burning my skin. So I'm looking forward, also my hair feels so dry because of it. So I'm just looking forward to having a nice pamper and getting a nice sleep in my bed. Because sleeping in a twin bed when you haven't slept in a twin bed in like a decade, you don't sleep very well. So I'm looking forward to sleeping in my bed, but it's been very nice having the week. I'm at least wearing jeans today, okay? I'm not wearing my joggers. Yes, so obviously I'm still in the middle of Enchantra. So I will still update this when I finish the book, but we are going home now. But I've managed to read 3 full books while here, so that's pretty good. I feel like I could have read more, because what have I done with my time? I had like a really good nap yesterday, like a long, like hour-and-a-half nap. And on Tuesday I had quite a long nap as well. But aside from that, I've done nothing. We've not really done anything. It's rained like 2 full days, so aside from me enjoying sitting out on the porch and reading in the rain, I've done nothing. But it's been nice. It's just been nice thinking there's nothing I have to do. Not felt guilty for doing nothing. So yeah. Anyway, thought I'd update you because the next time you see me I'm going to be at home. I read a couple chapters last night. Me and Mum ended up staying up till 12 o'clock after Love Island watching Gogglebox because it's just so good. But yes, I read a couple chapters before bed, but I'm still in the first trial. I'm gonna go home and then I'll update you as I read more and I'll finally be in a different outfit, and that is the main thing. It is Saturday. So the next day from when you saw me, and I've literally just this second finished Enchantra. I don't know what the rate is. Thing is, this is the 4th book I have read in this video. Currently the first 3 books have been 4 stars exactly. I'm like, are we doing a reading vlog with 4 books and all of them are 4 stars? If I do 5 books in the next video, can they all be 5 stars? That would be lovely. It is feeling like a 4 star. I can't remember what I rated Phantasma. The thing is, they were so similar, but they were so different at the same time. So the trials in this one, very, very different from even Phantasma. And I thought Phantasma was very different. But the trials themselves were kind of the same in the base of them. I mean, I suppose in the base of all trials, it's live and things are trying to kill you. But in this, it was very interesting how it was basically hide and seek. I suppose it's called The Hunt. It was basically hide and seek with a couple different changes for like when you can move and all that kind of stuff. So it was very different, but each trial was essentially the same thing. I loved Rowan. Absolutely adored him. We had little a few scenes at the end there with Salem, and I'm like, oh, I loved him. Well, was he called Blackwell in it, but obviously his actual name's Salem. Yeah, I can't decide if I like this more than Phantasma or not, because they did feel so different, but I really like that. They feel the same in that, I don't know how to explain it. Like Phantasma and Enchantress are both being basically in big houses where things are changing all the time. So the main premise is like very similar. And the scene, that's what I'm trying to say, the scene, very similar. The vibe feels very similar. But just the marriage of convenience in this, oh, I loved it. Well, not marriage of convenience, it's well, it wasn't a fake marriage, they were married. Like legally. But it wasn't like a marriage of love, so I would say it's a marriage of convenience. Yeah, I just thoroughly enjoyed it. Let me have a look. What did I rate? When did I read Phantasma? It was last year, wasn't it? Realistically, so. Oh, I rated Phantasma a 4.5. This is the thing, I don't know which one I like more. I think I like them both equally in different ways. So if I rated Phantasma a 4.5, maybe should also be a 4.5. 4 doesn't feel like enough. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna rate this a 4.5. I think lately, I don't know what it is, maybe I'm just overthinking my ratings, or I never know what I want to rate a book. I don't know, like 4 felt like a cop-out for them, but like the other 3 books, but I genuinely loved all of them in different ways. So we're gonna give Enchantress a 4.5. I really enjoyed this book. I cannot wait for the rest of the series. The next book, I think, must be, well, let's think, it's either gonna follow 7. It must follow 7, because for like the overall quest of the story from the family side of things hasn't been like completed, so they're clearly needing to do something else, and we kind of get a glimpse of that. So I think the next book could be 7, and I think the one after that is going to be Grave, and I think I know who Grave's going to get with. I could be wrong, but. And then there was this, oh, listen, a lot happened at the end of this book. I do think the ending was a little bit rushed, but at the same time, it was making me cry. I genuinely, not like full tears, eyes were burning, a tear slipped out of this eye, okay? But I'm like, makeup, no. I did, but because the trope that happens at the end of this will make me cry every single time. I don't know what it is specifically, my eyes are burning just thinking about it. There's this one, I don't know why, because I've never had this happen within my family or in my life. I've never been affected by this specific thing, but for some reason, in all sorts of media, there is one movie in particular I'm thinking of that destroys me every single time I watch it, even though I know what happens. So the general type of horrible thing that happens in this book, oh, it did make me cry. I was upset. So yeah, I feel like if it made, I feel like I'm easy to cry for that kind of thing anyway, but if I wasn't that connected, I probably wouldn't be as bothered. So yeah, I feel like a 4.5 really does make sense. I'm sorry if I'm being really vague there, but I don't want to spoil anything. Considering it is only the 5th of July, sorry, as I'm filming this, I have already read 4 books this month. We've had a good little, what's the word I'm trying to say? Selection, because we've had Japanese fiction, 2 romances, 1 set in the woods, 1 set on a paradise island, and a romantasy. So, and everything's been over 4 stars currently, so, well, 4 or above. So we've had a good start to the month. I'm very happy about that. I think I know what I'm going to start next. I am going to go straight into another reading vlog because, as I have just mentioned, I have not had a new 5-star since January, since the second book I read. I've had 2 5 stars, the first and second book I read this year, and I've had no 5 stars since, aside from my reread of Fourth Ring and Iron Flame, but they don't count because they were 5 stars when I read them in 2023. I just reread them and still agreed with that rating. So I think we need to do a video searching for my next 5-star read, because it's July. I have not had a 5-star read in like 5-6 months, and that, I'm not okay with that. I need more 5 stars. I don't know what it is with me this year. I feel like last month we had a really good month in terms of I read a decent number of books, but also like we had some decent ratings. I want this month to be even better. I'm wanting a 5-star this month. That is my goal. So with that being said, anyway, I'm gonna go. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe down below if you haven't already to see more, and hopefully see me finally read a 5-star in the near future. Fingers crossed. It was a shame about the weather this week. It rained a lot. But that being said, reading out in the rain was absolutely lovely. I thoroughly enjoyed that. So it was meant to be a week to just basically relax and read. Didn't get to spend much time outside, but that's okay. I spent a decent amount of time reading outside. A lot of bugs, a lot of spiders, a lot of moths, a lot of wasps. We had a wasp stuck in the cabin at one point. We had a moth on Thursday night. A moth just suddenly started flying around. This is at like 11 o'clock at night, freaking out on the ceiling, then it stayed in place. Anyway, I'm just happy to be home. That being said, my house, there's a lot of spiders in my house as well, so yeah, I'm gonna go. I hope you enjoyed this reading vlog, being in a different place as well, a bit different to my regular reading vlogs. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go. I will see you in the next video. Bye!